What is up, guys? Today, I know I'm a little late on this, but today I'm going to be talking about March Madness and basically what my picks are for this year's March Madness. So I'm a little late, so I have missed some of the first round. So we're just going to start off with the ones that are already in the second round. So today, UConn, the number one seed UConn, beat Stetson 91-52. And Northwestern beat FAU 77-65 today as well. So UConn and Northwestern are going up against each other, and I think this is going to be a tough matchup because I know Northwestern has a great basketball program, and so does UConn. But I feel like this is going to be a tough game, but I'm going to have to go with UConn winning this one. So there's that. 1 second. And then also in the second round in the East, I believe this is the East, Yale versus San Diego State. Number 13 Yale and number 5 San Diego State are going up against each other. I think that Yale's going to come out with this one. I don't know. San Diego State's, I don't think it's it. So I'm taking Yale on this one, which means now I have UConn versus Yale here. And then I'm a little sick, so. And now we have number 11, DeQuesson, or whatever. I don't know how to say it. You can say whatever. And then number 3, Illinois. I would think that Illinois is going to come out with this one because Illinois is honestly just a more dominant basketball team. And that's all I got to say. Now, wait. I believe we're still in the East. Alright. And we have number 7, Washington State versus number 2, Iowa State. Iowa State is a great basketball program, so right off the bat, I'm going to take Iowa State here. Just amazing basketball program. So, there we go. Now, here in the West, over here, we have North Carolina, number 1 North Carolina versus number 9 Michigan State. So, as much as I want to go with the underdogs with Michigan State, I just have to go with North Carolina because they're so dominant. They're just so good. So now, I kind of feeling this at a wrong time because we got St. Mary's and Grand Canyon playing, and we have Alabama and Charleston playing. So I'm just going to do those 2 games. Okay, so St. Mary's is number 5, and Grand Canyon is number 12. I don't see Grand Canyon coming very far in this March Madness, so I'm going to have to take St. Mary's here. And then Alabama and Charleston. Nobody's going to beat Alabama in pretty much anything, so I'm going to take Alabama here, which means that would give us St. Mary's versus Alabama, and of course I got to go Alabama here as well. Let's see. So next we have Clemson and Baylor. Number 3 Baylor, number 6 Clemson. As much as I would like to go Clemson here, I will go with Baylor because I'm not very good at this basketball stuff, so I don't know how this is gonna look. But I'm gonna go Baylor here. Now we have number 7 Dayton versus number 2 Arizona. I have to take Arizona here. I've heard that Arizona is a pretty good basketball school as well, so I'm going to have to take Arizona here. All right, So now let's just stick on the left side and do all the Sweet 16s on the left side. So now we have UConn versus Yale. Number 1 UConn versus number 13 Yale. Sorry. So obviously I'm gonna take UConn here because they're just too dominant. Can't do anything about it. And then I have Illinois and Iowa State. This is the East, by the way. We're back in the East. I am going to have to take Iowa State here. Both dominant basketball programs, but Iowa State is going to take it. So I think Iowa State's going to get the W here, which means UConn and Iowa State would play then. And now back to the West, we have North Carolina versus Alabama. And obviously North Carolina's going to win, but it's going to be a close game because Alabama is a great basketball school as well, but I think North Carolina's going to come on top here. And next we have Baylor versus Arizona to finish off the West here. And honestly, Arizona is going to win. Arizona is just great at basketball. That's all I got to say. So, Arizona versus UConn will be the Elite Eight there. So, that is the West. Now, we're going to go back up to the East because we have UConn versus Iowa State now in the Elite Eight. Honestly, as much as I want to pick UConn because they're the number 1 seed, I think I'm going to take Iowa State here as the winner of the East. He's going to be the win. Iowa State's going to win the East. And then now let's go down here to the West. We have Arizona versus North Carolina. All right. I would do what I did in the East, but I'm going to take North Carolina here. They're just too dominant, and I don't think Arizona's defense can stop them. So I have UNC winning the West. All right, so now we're in the Final Four. So we have... I just did the Final Four, did I? I don't know. I think I just did the Final Four. Okay, so UConn versus... oh, never mind, it's not the Final Four. UConn versus UNC. So now we have UConn versus UNC over here, and both number 1 teams. Wait, no, it's UConn versus Iowa State. Never mind. UConn versus no, not UConn. UNC versus Iowa State. I honestly think that UNC is gonna win this one. So that means that the UNC wins over Iowa State. So that's the East and West over there. Now we are going to go over to the South and the Midwest. All right. So there has been 2 games. There's been a couple games. There's a couple games live right now in the West, in the South. So a game that hasn't happened yet, number 1 Houston versus number 16 Longwood. A number 1 versus a number 16 is number 1's always going to win, so I'm taking Houston here. A game that's happening right now, number 9 Texas A&M versus number 8 Nebraska. I think Texas Texas A&M will make it very far in this bracket. So I'm gonna take Texas A&M here to eventually go up against Houston. Now we have number 5 Wisconsin versus number 12 James Madison. Obviously, obvious choice here. I'm gonna have to go with Wisconsin here. All right. Now another game is happening. Number 4 Duke versus number 13 Vermont. With the seedings, I'm just gonna have to go with Duke. Duke is just a great basketball program, so that's great. Next we got, so now NC State beat Texas Tech and Oakland beat Kentucky, so now NC State is playing Oakland. Number 11 NC State, number 14 Oakland. And gotta take NC State here. I don't know. That's all I gotta say about that one. Colorado beat Florida, and Marquette beat Western Kentucky. So it's Colorado versus Marquette. Number 2 Marquette versus number 10 Colorado. Obviously Marquette's gonna win this. That's all I gotta say about that one. But yeah, so that's gonna happen. Now to the Midwest. We have live right now, number 1 Purdue versus number 16 Grambling State. Obviously, you got to take Purdue here with Zach Edey. Just great school, great basketball school. So that's all I got to say about that one. Utah State versus TCU. I have to take Utah State here. I don't think TCU is very known as a basketball school, so I'm just gonna have to take Utah State here. Gonzaga beat McNeese already, and Kansas already beat Samford, so it's Gonzaga versus Kansas. Usually Gonzaga, people will make their brackets where Gonzaga goes very far, but I think Kansas is gonna go very far this year, so I'm gonna take Kansas. One sec. And then Oregon beats South Carolina, and Creighton beat Akron. So it's Oregon versus Creighton. Creighton has been an amazing team this year. Watched a couple games on them, and I think Creighton is going to go very far in this bracket. So I'm going to take Creighton to win versus Oregon. Next up, Texas beat Colorado State already, and Tennessee already beat St. Peter's. So it's Tennessee versus Texas, and Tennessee is a way better basketball program than Texas, so I'm going to have to take Tennessee here. Now on to the Sweet 16. We have, I believe we have Houston versus Texas A&M. Obviously, Houston's gonna win this one. So there's no reason to talk about that anymore. We have Wisconsin versus Duke. I think Duke takes this one because Duke has just been a great basketball program for a while now, and I think they will continue to be a great basketball program for many years to come. So I'm gonna take Duke here. Let's see, we got NC State versus Marquette. With Marquette being number 2 seed, I just gotta take Marquette automatically. They are a great team. They pass the ball a lot. They are just fit together. It's great. So I'm taking Marquette on this one to finish out the South. Now it's Purdue versus Utah State. So I'm gonna have to take Purdue here because Purdue has just been a great basketball team the past couple of years, and I think they will continue to do that. Let's see. We got Kansas versus Creighton. Wait, no we don't. Yeah, we do. No, we don't. Yes, we do. No, we don't. Wait. Yeah, we do. Kansas versus Creighton. Wait. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, we got Kansas versus Creighton. So, I think Creighton's going to win automatically. Automatic W for Creighton, and that's all I got. Wait a second, that's not right. So, I think Kansas has a bye or something, or this bracket is wrong. So, it's actually Creighton versus Tennessee. And even Tennessee being the number 2 and Creighton being the number 3, I think Creighton's still going to win this one. So, there you go. Now, back up to the South. We have Houston versus... Wait, no. Yeah, we have Houston versus Duke. Houston versus Duke. And I think Houston's going to win this one. This is the Elite 8, by the way. All right. And then we have Marquette versus who are they playing? Marquette versus I'm tweaking. Me and Marquette plays Houston, I guess. And I think Marquette's going to win that one. Even though Houston is the number 1 seed. Alright. So I have... I'm sorry, this is a little messed up. But we have Marquette winning the South. We had Iowa State winning the East. And we had UNC winning the West, and now we have Marquette winning the South, and now the Midwest is Kansas versus Purdue. Purdue wins to make it to the Final Four, and then Creighton won versus Tennessee, so that means Creighton versus Purdue, and as much as I want to take Creighton, I'm going to take Purdue on this one, and Purdue wins the Midwest, alright? So now we have Marquette versus Purdue, and I think Marquette comes on top and wins the Final Four, and now we have our two, and now, let's see, Iowa State versus UNC, and UNC wins. That means UNC will play Marquette in the final, and Marquette will win March Madness for this year. I know that was kind of choppy, but that's all I gotta say. Marquette will get the W, and they will win March Madness. For women's, that's a little different. Women's, I feel like UNC is probably going to win back-to-back. Thank you all for watching. Bye.